I was gonna ask you a question. On the scale of 1 to 10, are you nervous at all? And if you are, what is your rating?
Okay. Out of 1 to 10, if I'm nervous at all, I think I'm like at a 5, but that's only because my stomach is out.
Wait, do you want me to give you a blankie?
I'm hot already.
Yeah, maybe a blankie. Whatever. I think you look great. So
I
if
think
that
it looks
helps.
fine. You know what?
We're gonna rock this. This is gonna be
Yes.
great. Okay. So hello. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Inside Out Universe. I'm so happy that you guys are back. Today I have a very special guest. It's my friend Shwe. Hi. Thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Thank you so much, Donya.
Yeah. It's I'm gonna preface this episode by saying that we've met one time before. In person.
In person at a friend's birthday podcast.
Birthday party. Yeah.
Who was here previously.
Yeah, Patricia.
Yeah. So if you guys have not seen that episode, you know
go check it out. Already uploaded. So we are acquainted, we are friends, but we have a lot more to learn about each other.
Absolutely.
So tell me your life story. No kidding. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am, okay, my name is Shwe. I'm 23 years old. I am originally from Dhaka, Bangladesh.
Okay.
I moved to Toronto in 2023, and I am a woman of the transgender experience.
I love that. Okay. 2023 is recent.
Very recent, yeah.
Okay, we have to talk about that, okay?
Yes, please tell me. What do you want to talk about it?
Wait, so that's like literally 2 years ago. So how, like, you moved here from Bangladesh 2 years ago.
Correct.
Did you speak English somewhat?
A little bit. I'm just kidding now. I can speak English, I think, yeah.
Did you when you came? Because your English is like...
I was in an English medium school, I think, like, all my life.
I'm not racist, by the way, guys, because when she walked in, she said to me, and I look like the most... Do you speak English? No, it's like, when she walked in, she said, forgive me, my English is not my first language.
And she said, do you understand me?
And then I started signing.
Just kidding.
So you went to a English, like, school.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, an English medium school is, thanks to colonization, we still have the British curriculum in our system, Bangladeshi system, which is not under the Bangladeshi Board of Education. It's under the British Board of Education. So technically, Bangla, the language itself, was my second and optional language.
Okay.
English is my written first language,
okay,
according to academics, but Bangla is in my heart, so it is my mother language.
So you speak 2 languages?
I speak multiple languages, but proficiently Bengali and English.
Wait.
I will not name names.
Wait, seriously, you speak multiple languages?
I can speak. I think every brown person can speak. I feel like a bit of multiple languages. I do speak a little bit of Marma, which is the indigenous language of Bangladesh.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's descended from Burmese, Myanmar.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's one of the tribes in Bangladesh. I do speak that language and understand it. I feel like 70%.
Which one's your favorite? Because, okay, wait. Before you answer that question, Shwe also sings a little bit. Right now, when she walked in, she was like, hey, I just did this, Farsi song. Can you listen to it to see how if I pronounce things correctly? Guys, the song was immaculate. I understood every word.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why, I want to know, because, as an artist, when you make music or when you're, a poetic in any kind of way, you do kind of have a favorite language.
Yeah. I feel like, honestly, I'll be honest with you, my favorite language is Bengali.
Okay.
Because I feel like as a Farsi speaker, you would understand how poetic Asian language can be.
Yes.
Which is English, it's universal, love the language, I can talk to anyone with it. But if I really, I feel like I've been around dating multiple background of guys, but it's just I can express my heart when it's in Bengali.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. Same thing with Farsi. I speak English fluently, where it's if I'm talking to someone, I would prefer to speak English.
Yeah.
But if I'm writing poetry or reading, I love Farsi. It's so much more
I can only see, like, I've been diving into Farsi music recently.
You're killing it.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
dope.
like.
I love it. Okay, so can you teach me how to say something in Bengali?
Bengali? What do you want to learn?
I'm going to be shit. I promise you that.
Okay, you know how khoshgel means beautiful girl, right?
Yeah.
Like, in Bengali, that would be shundori.
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 Shundori. Yeah.
Shundori.
Yeah.
Aw, I know something now. You know what I always say? It's so funny because I've literally been in school my whole life.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time my mom sometimes will be like, you should learn like Spanish. You should learn this language. She really wants me to like learn more languages. And I always tell her, I'm like, Mom, I genuinely feel like I've maxed out on my learning capabilities.
No, I feel like the older I'm getting, like I love learning languages. Like, at least I know how to flirt in them. Okay,
Oh, nice. That's the best. As long as you know that.
I will learn like 2 or 3 words of each language just to flirt in it. So, yeah, that's all I know. Like khoshtip, you know,
Oh,
azizam.
that's so funny. Khoshtip is like a guy who knows how to dress. Yeah.
Anyways, so
That's
yeah,
so
I feel like, so the older I get, I feel like the lesser I'm able to learn. I feel like there's like a time limit to your knowledge.
I know. I used to hear that when I was younger, and I thought it was something our parents just told us so that we don't judge them for being dumb. But now I'm like, no, they were for real. It's like something with your brain. It's like your neuroplasticity decreases, and like you can't learn as much. But like, yeah, okay, whatever. So, anyways, what's exciting in your life?
What is exciting in my life? I am probably moving cities.
Where are you going?
Oh my God. You guys heard it first.
We just met. What the hell?
I'm probably moving to the capital, like Ottawa. I'm not very sure, but I want to. Like,
Did you see my eyes like roll to the back of my head because I was like, "Where is the capital?" I swear I know this. You're moving to Ottawa.
Probably.
Why? What's in Ottawa?
My brother
Who's in Ottawa?
My brother is in Ottawa.
Oh.
I have family in Ottawa.
Okay.
And I just, honestly, I would be honest with you. I feel like Toronto is a little too much for me. Like,
Okay.
it's a little too loud for me. It's
I feel
too
that.
diverse. Like,
I feel that.
I need like a quiet place. Just
Are you like a suburban girly? Like, do you like to be like farm life away from the city? Like, what's your vibe?
I'm an artificial person. I prefer controlled environments.
Okay.
Farm, outdoors, it's not for me.
It's not for you.
I prefer staying home. I work from home. I wish I could never leave the house. You know, like I'd be happy as long as I have everything inside. I just don't like going outside.
But you're also very new here, so give it some time. Maybe you'll change your mind.
But it's like winter, like 90% of the time here.
Yeah,
so
I feel you. I mean, it's the
can't
same in
really do
Ottawa,
it.
though. Like, you know.
It's
like-
colder in Ottawa, I feel like. But no, I mean, summer is here. Listen, I'm going to be doing Pride here. So I'm going to do
Okay.
my last hurrah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go.
Before you leave.
And then hibernate for a year.
But you'll come back, right? Do you have people here? Like, I know you have friends here.
I have friends here. I will probably like come. I'm still in college here. So.
Oh, that's
yeah.
it. Wait, do you have family here?
I have a lot of family here.
So you're definitely going to be back to visit.
For sure, yeah. I have
Yeah.
family in Toronto. But mostly all my family is that are at least relevant. More
How-
or less.
In
Ottawa.
How like independent are you? Like, do you live by yourself? Are you very close to your family? Like, what's the vibe?
I am very close to my family. And my family is very accepting of my lifestyle.
Mine is not. So, anyways, go on. Must be nice.
Trust me, I feel like it's a long battle, but you know, I'm there. At the moment, I at least try to be 100% independent. I am like, you know, earning my own money. Like, for the first time in my life, actually, I've never done this. My father was against me working. He was like, do I not give you enough? Why do you need to like, my father has like, you know, like the alpha male tendencies to like want to control everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I will
yeah.
take care of you. You don't
Absolutely.
have. I think he had that for the longest time, and I was like, no, I'm gonna work. I need.
But that's
to,
so
like,
sweet,
I know it
though.
is sweet.
I can't relate. But anyways, go on. I'm living vicariously through you.
Oh my God.
Tell me more about how amazing your family is.
No, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's having a good, like, close family, like, support system is really, really important. My relationship with my family is like a little bit on and off. I'm very close with my mom, not so close with other members of my family, but still there's a lot of love there. But I have a really, really strong group of friends that I've been friends with for a very, very long time that I consider my family.
I feel like in the queer community, we call it a chosen family because
Yeah.
most of the times, like, our families are not accepting of the whole situation and we choose our family. So I feel like in a lot of cases where family is not accepting of a certain choice in your life, I think a chosen family is it works as much better than actual family.
In some circumstances, yeah, a lot, because you don't feel judged by them as
Yeah.
like, you know, like you feel like you chose these people, like you're
Yeah.
not obligated to tolerate
Yes.
them. You can set boundaries with them
Oh my
easier.
God.
You know,
It's the obligated to tolerate them part for me. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
I
it's
feel
so
you.
true.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the things that you're interested in, because you were telling me that I just found out that you sing.
Yeah.
What else do you do? Like, what excites you? What are your hobbies?
Okay, what are my hobbies? What excites me? I used to work as like a makeup artist in Bangladesh for a while. I used to be a media content
Your
creator in
eyeliner is
Bangladesh.
fire. That's all. If you see me staring dead in your eyes, I'm looking at how slick that eyeliner
Thank you
is.
so much. And if I'm looking back, I'm looking at your nose because it's perfect, honestly.
Thank you. I contoured the fuck out of it, but thank you.
It doesn't look like it, I swear.
I'll show you my real nose after.
Oh my God. Okay. What am I into? I used to be a makeup artist in Bangladesh for a long time. I did a media content creation. Overall, I did makeup content creation. I did a little bit of comedy collaborations here and there. But I feel like I'm a funny person, but I need to be in my zone.
Yeah,
you know
I feel
what
you.
I mean? Like,
Do you? What kind of? What is your sense of humor like? Like mine is very dark, like dad jokes.
dad jokes. You would love my brother.
But like dark. Have you ever seen 2.5 Men?
I have seen it.
You get kind of what I'm talking about, like the vulgar, like man
yes,
jokes.
Yes, I
That's
get
me.
that. For me, I feel like a lot of like. Okay, I do a lot of self-hating jokes. Like,
Okay, I
you
love
know what
that. I
mean?
love
Like,
a little self-deprecating moment.
I laugh at myself. I laugh at my friends. You know, like I'd make fun of someone who's short.
Okay.
I feel like if it's the intention that matters. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. That's kind
Yeah.
of the point of comedy, you know? It's to like make everybody just laugh regardless of like
I am
anything.
sinister. Like I love. Yeah.
Sinister is hilarious.
I love like laughing at people. I feel like.
I feel you. I have my moments too. I always laugh when people fall. I do not recommend
Babies
taking
fall.
you to a funeral. It's just I'm not a vibe in serious kind of context. Okay, so we enjoy a little bit of comedy. We like singing a little bit. We do a little bit of makeup.
We do a lot of bit of makeup.
Your energy is, and I swear to God, I'm not saying this lightly because I'm very, very big on energy because it doesn't look like it, but I do have a lot of social anxiety, so it's hard for me to like get comfortable with people. I'm extremely comfortable around you.
Oh my God.
Your energy is immaculate. I wish you guys were here, but you know.
Thank you.
So we talked a little bit on Instagram, and also I talked to you at Patricia's party a little
Yes.
bit, and you said that you were big on spirituality.
Correct.
What does spirituality mean to you, and how have you experienced it in your life?
Okay. Wait. Okay, so I feel like spirituality. It really means a lot to me because my favorite color is purple. I will tell you that now why. Because I feel like the energy of masculinity, if it's blue, and the energy of femininity, if it's pink, you mix it together,
And it's
you won't
purple.
get. It is purple.
love
So I
it.
feel like my spirit, like you know, I don't know the exact definition of two-spirited. Like the indigenous cultures have that, but I totally believe that I have like, I am. This is not my first birth. You know,
Okay.
I feel like I have been into the earth, my soul at least, multiple times before. And I feel like how I connected myself to the spiritual world itself, it's because I wanted to like sort of, I feel like I have a belief of a higher power.
Okay.
And I know that you're not in touch with religion. I've seen past podcasts, if I'm not wrong.
I'm getting such a long story, but I'm
Yes.
kind of getting. It's so random if I say it the way that I'm about to say it, but I'm just gonna say it.
Yes.
I'm really messing with Jesus these days.
Hallelujah.
But it's not like one of those things where it's like I told one of my friends and he was like, "Are you Christian now?" And I was like, honestly, like I haven't even gotten to a point where I fully accept Jesus in the way that like the religious people
Yeah.
do or like the religion does. It's just I'm learning about him and I'm reading up on him
Yeah.
and like I'm resonating with the idea of having mercy and giving mercy. And that part of it has gained my curiosity
Correct.
and it's making me feel warm and fuzzy inside.
And that's
So-
all that matters. That's the ultimate intention of any religion, I feel
Right?
like. For me, I feel like I come from a country that is almost like 80 to 90% Muslims, and I feel like I have been told that what I'm doing is very wrong, like
By Muslims?
by Muslims,
Okay.
through and throughout my entire life. And I always had this, like, it's very controversial and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I've always had this feeling that I know that I was born this way
Okay.
since since I can remember, you know? And I feel like the higher power or God or the creator, whatever you call it, I know God made me like this.
Yeah.
100%.
You know it in your heart.
No one chooses a hard life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, no one chooses the struggle. You're given it by destiny, I believe.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I just always had a feeling that a God that says that you are wrong after creating you in the specific way, and that this is a test that you have to change into something else, I don't believe in that.
Okay.
So I feel like I went through my dive into the ocean of religions through and through, and I think I resonate with the words of Buddha the most.
Okay.
It's only because I feel like a plant and me have the same rights
Okay.
in Buddhism, and I fuck with that, I think.
What do you mean by that? Tell me more. I'm interested.
I think Buddhism sees individuals, like life forms, all to be equal. You know, an ant have the same rights of living to me. You know what I mean? And I don't have the right to kill that animal or
Okay.
this plant or anything. You know what I mean? I feel like it really, I think equality plays a big part in the concept of Buddhism. It's an agnostic religion, actually. So a lot of part of Buddhists don't believe in the concept of God, and a lot of part of Buddhists like believe in a specific definition of God on
Yeah.
top of the way of life. So I feel like what really matters to me as an individual is that I have equal rights as a life form on this earth to everyone else. Versus which I don't believe that I have seen at least a little bit of degree of differentiation in other religions per se.
Yeah.
When it comes to like humans versus everything else, like I feel like humans have this concept of superiority.
Yeah. It's like yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like,
All religions have that.
yeah,
All at least like all like
Abrahamic.
no, it's like a systematic like religions, like anything that's like man-made religions.
Yeah.
Like all have that like vibe of like even like between like Muslims.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm a Shia, I'm a Sunni.
Sunni,
It's
yeah.
like it's literally the same thing. Like mine is like a little tweak here and there, you know? So like I feel like that's one of the issues that I actually have with like organized religion
Yeah,
per se.
yeah.
But I am a fan of like finding something, anything, what resonates with you, whether it's like the universe or like some kind of divine power to like orient your life towards. And it's not even coming from a place of like I think it's the moral thing to do or it's
Yeah.
the right thing to do. It's just I feel like it's a very like effective way of living life.
For sure.
You know what I mean? To structure your life towards something that you believe to be a positive like goal. You know?
Danya, do you think that a person needs to be spiritual in order to find enlightenment in life?
Do I think a person needs to be spiritual to find enlightenment in life? No. But I think a person needs to be spiritual to know that they have found enlightenment in their life. I think there's a lot of things in people's life, like in anybody's life, that happens that are like enlightening
Yeah.
experiences. But if you're not a spiritual person who's looking for those things,
Yeah,
you
you'll
might
not
not
understand
notice
it. Yeah.
it. You
I
know what
totally
mean?
agree.
Does
I
that make
totally
sense?
agree. Totally agree. I also remember, speaking of spirituality, we were talking about the egg theory.
Yes.
Oh my God.
What do you think? Did you watch it?
I watched the whole thing. I made two of my friends watch the whole thing.
Isn't it so cool?
I totally agree with it. The funny thing is, I did not know that this is called the egg theory, but I completely okay, I make up theories in my head all
Okay.
the time. And this was one of the theories in my head. You
Yeah.
know, like what happens after you die? You get the consciousness of all of your past
Yeah.
lives. And then, you know, you move on to the next one to collect all the, or united information until you surpass this life.
Yeah.
And you become something else. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, you know what? High key chances, you and me, we are the same.
Same person. Okay, so for everybody watching, the egg theory is like a theory of reincarnation. There's a video on it on YouTube. It's called The Egg Theory. It's literally the first most viewed video that pops up. I recommend everybody watch this. So one thing I will say, if you are going to watch my Persian accent, watch this video.
Watch this video.
If you're gonna watch this video, is like, a lot of times I feel like in today's society, and also like as humans, we try to say that things that cannot be scientifically proven are baseless, or that they are wrong, or like whatever. But I believe, and I don't know how much you agree with this or how much other people watching agree with this, I believe that we're all God's creations and we all have the essence of God in us, which is why we can create in some realm.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think because of that, our intuition is not to be taken for granted. And I think the human intuition, when something resonates with you, is telling you something. And I think that kind of people who are too reliant on quote unquote science or whatever sometimes ignore that. But there's certain things that happen in life that you can't explain through science, but you feel it in your heart that you're like, no, I know.
Yeah.
At least for me, this is true. When I watched The Egg Theory the first time, my friend showed it to me. And I, like, all of my other friends watched it and they were like, oh, this is pretty cool, whatever. I was sitting there on, like, in awe for, like, 2 hours.
I had goosebumps.
I was like, what just happened and why do I love this theory so much? And why does it resonate with me so much? I would like to believe that that is exactly what happens to us and what is happening to us.
I think that's the most sane theory that I can believe, like, I'm not gonna, like, go into details about other religions' descriptions on what happens after that and the gruesome details of you burning in hell and whatnot. I believe...
I'm just gonna walk past that.
Okay, you know what? I totally believe that if I'm a piece of shit in this life, I deserve karma in this life or next life, regardless. I totally... Can I say something?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God. My theory is I did something very horrible to women in my past life, which is why I was born half a woman in this life.
Is that what you think?
I have a feeling. Like,
oh, that's interesting.
I feel like I did something really bad to women in my past life, which is why probably after I died, I could not take it anymore. I was like, you know what? I need to feel what it is like to become one of the persons that I, tortured or did something. I have, this is a theory, but I feel like to experience femininity, I was born in a trans life because this is not like normally experiencing it. This is like, I feel like I'm put in a position where I'm gonna be facing all the hardships of femininity, but I'm fighting for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, it does make sense. And part of me wants to say that I'm sorry that that has been your experience because it shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah.
But also part of me wants you to be entitled to what resonates with you, like what we just talked about. I'd like to think that that's not what happens or how it works.
I hope I was a good person.
But at the end of the day, like, who knows, right? Like, I had a really fucking hard life in this life, too. Like, I went through, like, a really horrible childhood and whatever. And who knows, maybe that was because of something in, like, a karmic thing from, like, a past life or whatever. But I'd like, okay, I have a theory.
Yeah.
this episode is just you and I, like, theories.
I feel like I love it. No,
Spitballing
please.
theories. Okay, so I feel like a lot of things in this life could be true. If in any field or any realm of possibilities, like in any given scenario, multiple things could be true.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like if you don't know what's true and none of the options are really like harmful per se, why not just believe in the option that harms you the least? Like, even if it's like delusional or like whatever, this and that. I could believe that the reason why I had a hard life as a child is because of something karmic from my past life. But you know what I choose to believe?
What?
That God put me through this hard life so that I could experience certain things the way that I did, so that I can help people who are going through similar things, because I went through a lot of difficult things, but I was blessed with the ability to articulate my thoughts and to speak. And I always felt like my gift had something to do with my voice. I used to rap. I used to do I always tried to do something
a rap
with
vocal, 100%. And you look like one too, girl. Oh my God, you look
But
like
that's
a
the
baddie.
thing. I always was figuring out what is it with my voice. I always felt like I had to do something with my voice. So the theory that I choose to believe, because it's least harmful to me and most productive for the people around me, is I feel like God put me into this hard life so that I can get the skills that I need, and he knew that I was resilient enough to be able to do it, so that I can come out on the other side and use the gift he gave me, which is my voice, to guide other people into seeing the positive in things.
Absolutely.
Because I'm a very positive person. I feel very childlike in that sense. I have whimsy.
What is whimsy?
I have childlike whimsy.
What is that?
I don't know. People always tell me oh my God, you've been through when I tell people about the shit I've been through, they're like, you've been through so much shit, but there's still a sparkle in your eyes.
It's always the ones who go through shit. They have the sparkles in their eyes.
But I love that for us though.
You love what?
I love that for us.
I love that. I feel like a person who is able to go through horrible shit in life and still have a smile and want to make the world a better place.
Yeah.
I have the most respect for those people.
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean? That's the ultimate goal. I feel like making the world a better place, even if it's 0.01%,
Yeah.
a drop in the ocean. But at least I'm trying. That's what I believe as well. With my experience, at least, till today, I'm a criminal in my country for existing. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, it's anti-LGBT,
Oh wow, okay. I can relate to that because my country is pretty
same
similar.
as
Yeah.
isn't being aren't there are a lot of transgenders in Iran?
There is always it's not a matter of are there or are there not. There always is. It's
Yes.
just a matter of I think now, because people are rebelling against the government, they're being more open about it because they're tired of obeying what the government has to say. But I think there's transgender people and gay people and in every culture. It's just I think the way they express themselves and how okay it is to be openly that way is different. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, for sure. I feel like I need to do a lot of things for the people who are like-minded or like me. In Bangladesh, not everyone's able to, move out. There are a lot of people who are stuck in a horrible situation in Iran, I'm pretty sure, and they're not financially capable enough to move out of that space. And there's a lot of people in Bangladesh like that as well for LGBTQ purposes and other purposes as well. I feel like at some point in life, with all the resources and the experiences that I have in this lifetime, I want to do something for my family. I want to do something for my community at the end of the day. My family, my chosen family. Yes, yes, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm trying to think okay. So first of all, one of the reasons why I never have a specific reason why I bring people on my podcast. If I fuck with you and I feel like you are vulnerable, my main thing is vulnerability. If I feel like someone is because I think vulnerability in today's world is like you're a warrior.
Yeah.
So if I sense that in somebody, I'm okay. I want to have them on my podcast. I never have one specific reason, but there's normally a couple reasons why I want to bring someone on. So initially when I had a conversation with you, I had a very good vibe from you. I felt the spirituality. I felt the openness and the vulnerability. And I wanted to have you on, but I didn't want this whole podcast episode to be about you being trans.
Yeah.
Because I felt it's not even from an entertainment standpoint. It's I just in the short, brief amount of time that we talked at Patricia's party, I got so much from you.
Yeah.
And I was it's not fair to you, the viewers, me, to have you on here and just make it about that topic.
Yes.
But also, I think that you would be the best person for me personally
Yeah.
to talk to about this because I feel like we've bonded spiritually
Yes.
so that there's no hard feelings in terms of like,
Absolutely not.
do you know what I mean? Because like, I think that's important. I always tell people, I'm like, the reason why people misunderstand you or the reason why people fight with you or people go at it with each other is because they're lacking that connection.
Yes.
Once you make that connection, no matter who you are, everything else is just a dialogue. It's just a conversation. It's just lighthearted.
I 100% agree.
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? Okay, so I want to ask you about that. By the way, guys, beforehand, I confirmed what is okay and is not okay talking about, which is important. What has been your experience being trans? Like, when did you know you were trans?
I think, okay, so the truth is, I have, like, when did I know I'm trans? That's like a broad question. I feel like if I have to start from the start, I was always the one kid who I could never relate with with like boys
Okay.
ever in my life. Like, I never understood their conversations. I never understood the hype of sports. Like, I never understood. I just never wanted to be one of the bros, you know?
Yeah.
And all my life, I feel like I was like, all my life, like, okay, a very controversial statement. I believe men cannot be iconic.
It's another theory, guys. This episode is just a bunch of theories. Okay, men. Okay, I kind of agree with
I
that.
have always had like all the divas in my life, like Shakira. I grew up listening to Shakira, Rihanna, Gaga.
I love
you know,
Gaga.
I love Gaga. Mother Gaga, you know, I love her
Love
so
her.
much. Anyways, but yeah, so I feel like I never really like my brother would like try to influence me to listen to like Linkin Park and like, you know, all those like, and no offense, like I love rock, I love Linkin
Yeah,
Park
yeah.
now as a realized adult. I listen to the music, love it. As a child, I just wanted to be a diva. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So I feel like, do you know what bangles are? Have you seen like brown
Yes.
culture? Like,
Yes.
I was like, what, 5 years old. Full set of bangles matching with my, you know, outfit. I did like a 13-hour like journey. You know, 5 years old kid. Like I really was dedicated into becoming a diva.
Yeah.
And I think my dad was in the army growing up.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had a military dad, a brother who's 5 years old, and my brother is like the perfect child.
Oh, is he? That
Oh
makes
my
it
God.
so much harder. Is he older?
He's older than me, 5 years older than me. Guess what? He's like married right now with a house and everything.
Oh
I'm
my
telling you,
God.
like, he's the perfect child. And competing with that, I'm the femme kid, you know? Like, I'm the fairy kid. So, like,
Yeah.
growing up in a hyper masculine environment, like a military environment, I feel like it was very hard because everything I loved would be banned. You know, like you
Yeah.
cannot listen to Shakira anymore. Shakira was banned because I used to do the
Sad
belly
life.
dancing. Like, so I'd be like full on in family gatherings. They would like surround me. I'd be in the middle,
That's
like belly
so
dancing to
cute.
Shakira. My dad was like, "That is not happening."
That's so funny. You're like, I'm destined for this.
I would be at least skinnier if I continued.
Oh my God, you're so funny.
But yeah, I feel like so when did I know? I don't know. I always naturally I've never been attracted to women in my entire life. Never. I've always seen them as one like me or my sisters or like I've looked up to them, seen them as inspirations. But never as like, oh, I want to fuck her. You know, like I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
seen
yeah,
a
yeah.
woman in my life and had that thought in my life, like ever. So I feel like naturally, for the longest time, I didn't even know that, you know, boys are not supposed to, you know, feel attracted to other men.
Okay.
And when I realized it, I didn't even know. Like, I was like, oh my God. I feel like, okay, I'm going to say this, and this is not like trauma or anything, but like hitting kids is like a thing in Bangladesh.
Oh, I
It's like,
feel you.
Yeah, like you get slapped, you get like beat up. Like,
I've been there. Go on.
same here. Like, I almost passed out. My dad is a military man.
I
know?
feel you. I
Like,
understand.
yeah, I would get beat up very often just to like because why did you play with the girls in the invitation? You know, like
Yeah.
why can't you play with the boys? Because they were playing some Dragon Ball Z bullshit, and I was like, you know,
I was
like,
not into
I
it.
don't care about that.
I wanted to belly dance to Shakira. What the fuck?
absolutely.
I feel like that's a valid argument. Anyways.
Anyway. Done. Anyways, so yeah, I feel like when I got to know about it, like my dad would, I remember like a vivid memory. I love my dad, he's very supportive, but this is in the past. He was a different person back then.
Yeah.
You know, I remember like my dad would like hold both of my shoulders like this. He would shake me like, "Are you a boy or a girl? Are you a boy or a girl?"
Aw.
I always wanted to say I'm a girl, but I knew I would get beat the fuck
But you knew
up.
what the right answer was?
I
So
knew
you're
the
like,
right answer.
I'm a boy. Can I go belly dance to Shakira now? Are we done?
Yeah, I think this is one of the vivid memories of childhood. Like, I always wanted to say I'm a girl, but I knew that I would get, like, beat to a pulp if I said that I was a girl. So I just said I was a boy. And, you know, I'm glad that at some point, like, I think I came out that, hey, I am not interested in girls. Like, I like men. Properly when I was in LA at the time when you know they got gay marriage got legalized in all states of America 2015 June I think.
Yeah.
I was in LA at that time and it was like pride left and right and you know the pride blood inside
Yeah.
of mine it was like boiling. I was like I went and told my mom.
You're like, where's my belly dancing gear?
I was like enough is enough. Mother, I like men. And she was like, we will talk about this when we go back to Bangladesh. You're not bringing this up
Yeah.
on vacation. And then we went back to Bangladesh. And my dad and my mom sat me down. They're like, what do you mean you don't like girls? And I'm like, oh my God, like I just never liked girls. Like I think it's clear enough. Like I'm femme enough and I have been. But like, I think I was like, what, 15, 14? I'm like, you know, you've seen me for all these years and I think I could never be a man in my life. Like, even if I tried all my life, like, it's not in me. I cannot protect my woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Protect me, girl.
Protect me, help me. I feel you.
So, yeah, I just told them that it's not a thing. And they were like, listen, psychiatrists, therapy, they tried to put me on, like, medication. It was crazy, but, you know, it just didn't work. And after 18 years old, I was 18 in 2020. So I started I was locked down in my place in Bangladesh, and then I started making content, and they started seeing my potential because I started doing makeup content at home. I was blowing up, I was getting the views.
Shit.
It was oh my God, I miss Bangladesh for that.
Yeah.
No key, I was living my dream. But yeah, so I was getting all the views. I was getting PRs, you know, companies reached out to me hey, can you do a review of this palette, of this product? Shout out to us, we'll send you products. Then my parents had a light bulb moment, okay, this is actually a different time in life, and I think people are accepting of things like that.
That's not what they thought. They thought we can capitalize on this.
Or that. Or that. Either or.
They thought, damn, she's making money.
So yeah. Fun fact is, I was 2021 or 2022. I met this one guy.
Okay.
We're not naming names, but
He who shall not be
he
named.
who really should never be named ever again in my life.
Okay.
But I met a guy, and I was in love with him.
Was this in Bangladesh?
In Bangladesh,
Okay.
yes. I was in love with him, head over heels. I would die for him, you know, I was I was really in love with him. And he used to always say that, I think you're trans. He used to always treat me like a girl. He was not a straight man, and that was the last man in my life who was not straight and who I was in love with. Mm-hmm. Ever since that, I've only been with straight men because I came out, and then it all changes. The dating scene changes. All of a sudden, straight men flirt in such a different way than
We have to get into that too.
Coming to that later, but anyways, yeah, he used to always say that I don't think you're gay. I really think you're trans. And he used to always say this to me, and this would knock a door inside of my heart that is been locked for a long time. Because I don't know if you understand this, but when you've reached male puberty, the voice is the way it is. I look the way I do. I'm 6'2", you know. It gets very hard, and it feels like it's too late. Mm-hmm. I was afraid that I don't want to be a freak, you know? I don't want people to, look at me and be like, brick. You know? I don't want people to look at me and be like, okay, there goes the tranny. I don't want that kind of energy. Mm-hmm. Because I've always wanted to just be invisible in society, like just
It's not invisible. It's just being able to exist without
Yes.
people constantly watching
Yes.
your every move, you know?
Thank you for putting my words in like better format. I totally agree. That is that. But yeah, I think like I've always just wanted to like just live my life without being noticed like that. And I feel like coming out as trans would just put all the spotlights in my face at once, and the whole room would be looking at me. When you're 6'2" and you're, you know, you sound the way you do, you look the way you do, and you call yourself a woman, that's like a big statement, and you have a lot to prove to a lot of people, because, you know, either way is like LGBTQ, so many people have so many opinions on us.
Yeah.
So on top of that, like when you're, you know, born male and you're transitioning female, people, you're not a woman, you're a man. I'm like, okay, if you look at me and you call me a man, like, are you insulting me or men? Like, I don't know.
Why did I love that? Anyways, go on.
But anyways, yeah, I feel like it was him. It was him who ignited it inside of me.
Was he your arc?
What is that?
I don't know. Your arc is supposed to be this moment in your life that like changes everything.
Yes.
I feel you.
Yes.
So was he a positive influence or like a negative? Like, was he supportive of you being trans, or
Yes.
was he okay?
I would like to list, the man did a lot of harm to me, to my mental health in the coming years, but initially he was he was one of the people that I could, like, you know, give my life for. You know what I mean? Like, I really trusted him. He was very, like, he was a true friend, you know? But, you know, he fucked things up later on.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out. A long story. But yes, he was the arc. In a lot of ways, he is the reason that really, you know, knocked my enlightened self. I was not this enlightened or, like, spiritual or anything. I feel like a lot of changes happened. Like, I came in terms with me being trans. I came out in 2022 as trans, or wait, when was I 21? 2023.
2023, yeah.
So in 2023, I'm really bad at math. Okay.
I got you.
In 2023, I finally came out as trans, and I think I came out as bi first, then as gay, then as trans, because my mother and father, oh my god, I needed
Like
to warm
slowly
them up.
dipping your toe in the water.
I needed to warn them.
Yeah.
Like, the tsunami's
But
coming.
now they're supportive.
Yes, my father is very, very supportive. Actually, fun fact is, after I came out as trans, that was the easiest coming out, I think. Because at that point, like, I feel like they were waiting. Like, you know, because I was just, like, full on femme. But, like, I was still not identifying as woman. I think it was easier for everyone when I just started, like...
Well, like, everyone's probably so relieved that, like, everything finally makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I feel that.
But a fun fact is, when I was presenting gay, per se, my mother was my biggest supporter. My father and my brother had a lot to say. But ever since I came out as trans, my father has been my biggest supporter.
Aww.
Biggest. And my brother, oh my god. Like, the first time I heard him say my little sister, I died. But yeah, it's true. My brother and my father, the two male figures of my family, super supportive. I did have a very hard time with my mother. I feel like because women, when they look at a trans girl, they know that you're not one of us.
Is that the vibe that you got?
I feel like a lot of the times I get that vibe. But as men, I feel like they distinctively understand that you're not one of us. But in general, I feel like being trans, like, I feel like I am stuck somewhere in between.
Okay. First of all, I'm loving this conversation because I'll preface this by saying that the number one most important thing to me is just humanity in any form. Like what you were saying about like Buddhism in terms of like a plant and whatever. Like, not in that way, but similarly, I don't care about any of like titles, labels, whatever.
Yeah.
I believe in like being a good person to everybody. So that goes without saying. But in terms of just the topic of like trans people and how much it's becoming politicized now, I will be honest, I don't know. And I think this is something that we talked about this a little bit with Patricia.
Yeah.
I think more people should be open to saying that they don't know
Yeah.
versus automatically agreeing or disagreeing
Yes.
because that just creates more tension. So I'm going to be honest in this conversation and tell you I don't have a fully formed opinion yet as it pertains to humanity. I know
Yeah.
where I stand on that. Like
Yes.
I will not tolerate anybody, whether it's you, another guest, and whatever, anybody hating on my guests, like insulting them.
Yes.
I always say like, hey, listen, in the comments, if you want to disagree, if you want to whatever, that's fine, but I don't tolerate insults. That goes for the rest of my life too. I'm okay with people. I'm a lawyer, so I love dialogue, but
Wait.
yeah, so I love dialogue, but I will not tolerate insults,
Okay.
and that expands to other aspects of my life. But I want to understand more. Okay, and
Yeah.
I think that's a good place for a lot of people. If you don't know how you feel, if you're torn, if you believe one thing and then but another thing contradicts it, be open to like learning more.
Yeah.
I'm open to learning, and I know that it's not your job to teach me, but since you're here and I
Yeah.
have some of your time, Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
100%. Please
Okay.
ask me whatever. But I'm going to tell you, I have very controversial opinions.
Oh, yes, that's a good point you mentioned. Not everybody, like, just like all, I don't know, straight people aren't the same. All bi people aren't the same. It doesn't mean that just because someone is trans, they have the same opinion. I literally follow, well, I don't follow. I get on TikTok a lot of, like, super liberal trans people and then super conservative trans people. And I'm here, like, what is happening? And they're, like, beefing, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But, like, so, like, that goes without saying. My first question, there is a part of me that believes that if we were not so rigid in terms of what is considered masculinity and what is considered femininity, people could just be who they are. And this whole concept of like, this whole topic of being trans, not being trans, how trans you are, how not trans you are, you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be a concern. I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, just based on your own opinion, I feel like there's like, listen, I'm a woman, and if you like hang out with me long enough, I'm a very masculine woman.
Yeah.
Like the guys in my life, like all my friends are guys. Like I'm a very, very masculine woman. And I feel like if my quote unquote masculinity rose to a level where I no longer felt like I fit in with women, I could see myself wanting to be in a category of some sort that I would fit in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do you think that has something to do with being trans, or do you think that's a different topic altogether?
I think... Okay. Wow. Okay.
It's okay.
All right. So I believe that energy plays a big part in it. I feel like everyone inherently has feminine energy and masculine energy. Some people have one overpowering the other, which is resulting on however they present themselves, you know? Like, you're wearing this really cute dress, and you're presenting super femme, hyper femme right now. And then, you know, probably you would be looking really cute as well, wearing a more masculine outfit, because that's the energy that you are, you know, emitting. Like, have you ever seen, like, how... per se, a gay man wearing like a lot of makeup still looks really cute because of the energy they're emitting.
Yeah.
Versus when a straight guy's like forced to like wear a beat face, they look like a clown even though their makeup's on point. It's because the energies don't align. So I feel like being trans is something that is definitely somewhere in there has something to do with the energy. But I definitely think that if the concept of a binary gender was not so much of a big deal in society now, and that is happening because of civilization, I feel like, because if you look into like the ancient like Greek mythologies, or like I would be able to tell you more about like the Sanatan origins, like the Hindu origins, or like the, you know, the cultures back before British colonization in our region. Trans people were looked at as like creations of like the face of God, because, you know, God is believed to not be either masculine or feminine, and we were at least considered to have like spiritual powers because we were made in the face of God, quote unquote. So I feel like with I think Abrahamic religions playing a big part, colonization of different like people or like just in general like civilization happening in life, like within the human societies, I feel like our origins sort of got corrupted. And we have like this binary understanding of what a man is and what a woman is when what they're supposed to be. Because I feel like now you'll see like a lot of people saying, oh, all these queer people or like LGBTQ people are just, it's the uprise, it's the generation of the uprise of LGBTQ. But it's not really that. It's just because like society now is making it normalize of people to just express themselves however they want to. And no one is 100% anything. When you look at one of the like college frat boys with all their like bros and dudes, like, do you really think that's 100% authentic? I don't think so. You know, no one's really like that.
Yeah. I do agree with you that I think the origins have, I really like that you said that, have been corrupted in a way where now it's just we have a very like skewed perception of like this binary perception of gender. And I do agree with that. And a part of me feels like if we were, and this is what I always try to promote in my own life, whereas like I always try to make people around me feel as though like, at least in my own bubble within my own community, that like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like show up as yourself, whatever that may be. Like I don't give a fuck how weird you are, how not weird you are, how one thing you are, how like a million things you are. I don't care as long as you're a genuine person.
100%.
And the energy is there. I'm completely cool with that. And I feel like a lot of times we have this conversation about like, well, should trans people use the bathroom? Should this and that? And I'm like, we're focusing on the completely wrong things.
Yeah.
Where the conversation should be how to make it okay for everybody to just show up as themselves without like forcing them into a box. Do you know what I mean?
100%. I would rather, you know, and I say this just like, just not demeaning anyone, but I would rather have the authentic, quiet loser guy by my side versus the outspoken, like everyone loves popular fake guy. You know what I mean? Like, I cannot stand that. Like, I really look for genuinity in people. And which is why, honestly, I feel like I liked you so much. Because with the first conversation itself, like, I really sense energy. That's why I love Patty so much. Like, I feel like she has such a nice energy. I really appreciate like authentic energies, which is why I love like I automatically draw towards those people.
Yeah.
I look for authenticity. It means a lot to me.
That's really important to me too. I don't know how to put this into words. Maybe you'll think I'm weird for this, but who cares? I'm a very like, and maybe this is part of the reason why like I gravitated towards being a lawyer. My brain is very framework oriented.
Yeah.
I care more about procedure than I do substance. So for me, it's not a matter of whether you believe trans rights or you don't believe trans rights. It's how to have that conversation that matters to me. Like, and I think that that's the issue right now. Everybody is focusing on, oh, is the issue the fact that there is too many rights to trans people, not enough, this, that, and then it just keeps going back and forth. And I feel like the reason why we never get to a solid resolution is because we're focused on substance as opposed to procedure. Where it's like, how do we, there's people who disagree.
Yeah.
How do we make this work for everybody? Do you know what I mean? How can we have a conversation as a society and make this work?
The only way this will work is if people actually shut up and start listening. Including us, the liberal, the you know, the blue hair, non-binary people out there. They're crazy too. And of course, the fanatics like of the conservative people who don't believe in human rights, like they're crazy too. You know, they both need to shut up and actually try to understand. I feel like people don't, I feel like we are all so focused on like, right now, rapid like decisions and conversation. Like no one has the time to like actually sit down and think of like, honestly, I respect someone if I see like a Muslim person 100% following his religion and is not like agreeing with me because it's something that is not in his religion, I respect that. But you have to follow your religion to the T for that. You know? I just don't understand the concept of people like literally I've seen like, let's just say like I've seen like Christian guys, Muslim guys, like Jew guys who are like the Abrahamics, right? Who would be like smoking weed, drinking, eating pork, like having sex out of marriage, doing everything that is like not allowed in the religion. But then when it comes to like gay rights, trans rights,
They draw the line.
it's not in my religion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I cannot shake hands with you. So I just feel like people need to really, education is the first thing. Like, honest, the first thing is patience. Second thing is education. Third thing is interest. Most people are not interested in knowing about us.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't care. Like, I know I have my opinion. Why do I have my opinion? Because my religion said so, or my mom taught me that, or like my society doesn't accept it. This is what I know. This is what I will know for the rest of my life. A lot of people have that approach. So I feel like as long as, the other day, I was literally, because Bangladesh, transgender is like a big topic in Bangladesh right now. So I was literally like, I saw this one post of this guy shared this meme saying, don't expect me to respect you, or accept you. Don't expect me to accept you if you couldn't accept who you were. Bro, like, first of all, like, the whole concept is wrong. But I just commented there, like, this is unnecessary hate, Like, if you don't agree with the lifestyle or the choices or, like, whatever, because gender dysphoria is a scientific, like, mental variance that leads to, like, suicide or, like, self-hate, depression. The only cure is gender reassignment surgery or, like, hormone therapy or, like, anything, like, converting into the gender that you feel, aligned towards. And most people don't know that. Most people don't want to know that. There was this one guy, I commented like this was unnecessary hate. He comments back, he's like, how can we say it without like being it hateful but having the same meaning? And I was just like, and he kept on replying to me, and all of his replies were so like offensive. I feel like, he was ready to just fight because I'm trans. So I feel like a lot of the people, like, you cannot fix everyone. You cannot, like, make everyone believe what you believe. So I feel like agreeing to disagreeing is the last thing that I would say is to solve this. So everyone just needs to speak less and feel more.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, like, I think that, like, I don't like, I wouldn't consider myself liberal or conservative. Like, I think that those things are just kind of like, I think it's like waste of time because, like, when I think liberal and conservative, I think like who I'm going to vote for in the next elections. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's just like at that time, I think this party would be like a better whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, sometimes they turn out to be racist on both sides. Sometimes they turn out to be homophobic on both sides. So I don't like to bring politics into it. Like we talked about, I like to make it like a human connection.
Yeah.
And like you said, like people just being interested in learning more. But one thing that I will say that I have noticed is that I'm really obsessed with I have become very obsessed with the concept of like vulnerability, hence Inside Out and me starting this podcast, because in my own way in my life, I really felt like shackled down by people's opinions because I grew up in a Middle Eastern family and I'm a very unconventional daughter. I'm the youngest of my siblings and I'm the only daughter. And I'm covered in tattoos and wanted to go do whatever the fuck I wanted to do since I was young. And I always was like shackled down by people's opinions in a way that like actually crippled me in my life.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where I found a lot of strength in being vulnerable, and now I'm trying to navigate that relationship.
Yeah.
But in learning about vulnerability, I learned that it's something that goes both ways. If you want someone to be vulnerable with you, you have to be willing to be vulnerable with them. And also, when you encourage someone to be vulnerable, that means to me that now you have a duty to protect that vulnerability.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
I'm not like gonna like bring you on this podcast and then let my audience toast you in the comments. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is an example, but like, or like when I'm telling you like, oh, like, hey, be vulnerable with me. And then you tell me your life story and everybody's interested. The viewers are watching, like whatever. And then you say something about how your dad was one way and now he is one way. Don't go attacking that person because that completely deters people from wanting to be vulnerable.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because people grow. People are not stagnant. What I think a lot of times happens is that, especially because of this whole like cancel culture thing, it's building up resentment in people, both
Yes.
sides, because people feel like they can't say something, and like even as a kid, like when you can't say something, like you want to say it even more, and it's like when people would naturally not
Yeah.
be haters, it makes them haters. Do you know what I mean?
I don't believe in cancel culture.
Yeah, I
Who
think
are
it's
you
so
canceling
stupid.
me?
Yeah.
Like from? Like what am I canceled
Wait, do you know
from?
Trisha Paytas?
I know Trisha Paytas, yes.
You can never cancel her because she's like, she always just keeps coming
Yeah,
back and doesn't give a fuck.
Everyone keeps coming. James Charles, like,
Yeah.
do you know he got caught with like a new scandal? Like he like asked
The
for
Evan Johnson one?
I guess like the 14-year-old guy.
Oh, shit.
You don't know, like James Charles
He's doing too much.
always, and he keeps on getting. He made a whole ass tutorial on how to make a fake apology video. So like, you did not know that he was like literally teaching people how to make fake apology videos. Like,
Why would he do that?
he's stupid. Like,
Who's his PR agent? They're fired.
Anyways,
I feel you.
So I just feel like I don't believe in cancel culture. I believe that I'm a human being. Every human being learns, edits, and grows.
Mm-hmm.
And cancel culture is just something. If a large community feels like whatever this individual is saying or doing is wrong, you can tell them, or at least make them understand. But at the end of the day, your opinion is your opinion and their opinion is their opinion, and they're entitled to their opinion. You know, like if someone wants to be a bad person, they're entitled to be that. Like no one can force that person to be good, you know? So I feel like you're canceling me. It's like, okay, like,
Yeah, like-
what next?
Yeah.
So,
But it's going far now. Like people are actually like losing like their platforms
Collaborations,
and things
yes.
that they've worked hard for. And I remember I talked about this on one of my podcasts one time, and somebody was really mad about it and was like, other than like cis men who like beat their wives or something like that getting canceled, who do you know that's gotten canceled for no reason? Because I was talking about having the idea of having mercy for people.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I don't mean that like, I don't mean, again, like our society comes from such a place of like righteousness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, there's a philosophical argument that goes something along the lines of nobody deserves shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So at the end of it, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of arguments that could be made in terms of who deserves what and this and that, and then like righteousness playing into that. Everything I feel like we talked about today in our podcast is like, forget about all of that. Just put humanity first, build connections with people, and just navigate it from there. Like I will be 100% honest, and I've said this in my other podcasts. I still don't, like I said this to you at the beginning of this, I still don't know how I feel 100% about anything.
Yeah.
And this goes for everything in my life. This is not just about trans rights. This is about everything in my life.
Yeah.
I'm fucking 28 years old. I don't know. I'm still learning. But the one thing that I will say is like, I'm open. My mind is open. My heart is open. And I'm growing every day. And I'm willing and like happy to put myself in different circles with different people and learn from them. But I also think that relationship needs to, like the concept of vulnerability that I talked about, it's a relationship that needs to be built between both parties. So I really hope we get there one day, because
I just feel like with everything going on in present day life, I feel like people are losing empathy. People are losing patience for others. And I think that's the reason for all the chaos. And we just need to, like, you know, somehow find the way to end the chaos and bring back the peace. And you can only do that with vulnerability, authenticness.
I think so.
And authenticity. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah.
Authenticity and
I know what you're saying.
empathy.
Yeah, I feel you. First of all, is there anything else you want to add? Wait, I have another question.
Yes.
Okay. Correct me if I'm
Please,
wrong,
yes.
okay? Is it, like, wrong to, like, now there's this whole discussion. We'll talk about this and then we'll move on if you want to. Now there's this whole discussion about, like, the tension between trans women and women.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean.
Yes.
And that's a conversation that actually has sparked my curiosity, because I also don't know how I feel about that.
Yes.
I don't know if it's wrong to say that I accept trans people as being trans people, but like I'm also open to learning more if that's not the case. So like, I don't know if it's a thing where it's like all like, let's say like trans women for the sake of this conversation. Is it a thing where it's like all trans women like want to be accepted as women, or is it a thing where trans women just want to be accepted as being trans women?
If I will speak for myself, I personally believe that trans women are trans women. Biological women are biological women, or cis women are cis women, only because that. Okay, so now let's see like what makes a woman. It's a broad discussion, but for me, I would say that you have XX chromosomes. You were born in a female body. You are a woman. You're the definition of a woman to me. I'm a trans woman. I was not born with my XX chromosome. I was not born in a female body. Artificially creating a like female body to make peace with my mind is not the same thing as being born with it. I believe trans women are trans women. As a transgender woman, I believe trans women are trans women. Cis women are cis women. Trans women will never be cis women, and cis women will never be trans women. However, we're all women. Trans women are not like a subcategory of men per se. You know what I mean? Where woman is the umbrella term. Cis women, trans women fall under woman. But are we the same thing? No. Now, do a lot of trans girls have a problem with this statement? Yes. But to me, it's not a problematic statement. It's a systematic fact. And I'm okay with it. Like, I'm a trans girl. I don't think I'll ever be able to be a cis girl. I'll never have a period in my life. I'll never be able to like conceive children. And I think like that is like biology, and trans women, like we are trying to become women in a way, right? Like become physically women. So I feel like it's fine for me. It's a very controversial statement, what I'm saying right now. And a lot of the liberal people will not agree with that. But I just, at the end of the day, I feel like as long as we're treated like women, that's fine.
That's where I'm at right now. Like, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, where it's like, and I also feel like there's a part of me, again, I don't know, but there's a part of me that feels like it's safer to look at it that way, to just protect trans people as being trans people, and like have that freedom to know that you are accepted as exactly who you are, have your own community, have your own rights, have your own like whatever. And I feel like it's also like, kind of the argument, sometimes they take it too far, but sometimes when I do see like, I guess like cis women talking about it, I'm like, okay, that's fair. Because as women, like women have been through, like we've been through a lot of shit historically, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I'm not that temperament to sit and like think about those things because I'm just not built like that.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of get it when women are like, oh, like, you know, like we've worked so hard to have, because again, like women were also marginalized by men.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Fucking men. So it's like now they're like, bro, we finally are like at a point where it's like, and they don't want to lose that visibility.
Yes.
And I know it's not losing it, but it's like they're defensive about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, I get that, and I kind of also want to respect that and don't want to push on that, even though personally, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, everything comes down to a personal level. But I will say this. I went to a festival recently, Sideburn, right? And I'm so down to have a conversation with anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
And I saw this one guy. He was a very, like, masculine-looking guy. He was very D's, like, super fit. But he was so sexy. He was wearing these, like, thongs and these, like, cute outfits. And he was wearing, like, dresses that were, like, super cute. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I want to go talk to him. And I went up and I was like, hey, like, I brought food. And I was like, hey, I saw you from the camp over. Really wanted to have a conversation. And came over to our camp. We had a conversation. It was really fun. We became friends. We started going on adventures. But then something made me sad. And it was that, like, the whole time I was interacting with him, I really wanted to know more. I loved his vibe. I was excited. But the only thing that kept ringing in the back of my head was like, am I getting his pronouns wrong? Am I like saying anything that's offensive to him? Am I doing any? And it's like, I know a lot of people would be like, well, just ask and this and that. I'm like a very socially anxious person. Like, it's not always my first thing to be like, what are your pronouns? Or like, whatever. I was just vibing. You know what I mean? And it made me sad because I was like, I bet a lot of people feel this way where they don't care and they just want to have a random like conversation with a stranger, whoever it may be. And all these political like or social conversations we keep having, especially on social media, they're making us self-conscious to talk to each other. And I was like, I hate that. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that's from, but I need it to be gone because it was like consuming my mind and I'm having a fucking conversation.
I think I get that because I'm gonna be honest, like as a trans person, like as a person of the community, like sometimes I meet someone and I'm like, I'm scared to like say something wrong myself because I don't give a fuck. Like it's like a big thing, pronouns and all that. Like, and as I do agree, like, let's say, like, I'm talking to someone and someone's like, he bombs me, and I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like one thing I feel like I would have to say is people of our community, I think they're too sensitive. Mm-hmm. They need to calm down as well a little bit. Let the people breathe, you know, let the other person, make them feel like safe enough to ask the questions so that I'm always open to like if someone wants to like ask me all these like weird personal questions about like trans life or like anything, I'm okay with answering them because like at least they know, like, you know. But I think I would say the same thing, asking is the best way. Just like before anything, like I hope you don't like mine, like what are your pronouns? And so you get that out of the way. Like I feel like I understand like it can be like a lot of the people like would even feel weird asking that because you don't ask stuff like that to like a cis straight person talking,
but like he was also like a very like, okay, if you're watching this and I'm getting your pronouns wrong, I'm so sorry, but like he was a very like okay, like if I met you, first of all, I will clarify this, there's a lot of conversation about the whole pronoun thing too. I think that's just like, as is everything that we're talking about today, I think a lot of people have different opinions on it. For me personally, I don't care. You know what I mean? I do care about legislating against it. Yeah. I don't think that's okay. To make it a hate crime for people to misgender people, I don't think is okay. And that's a conversation, legally speaking, that I just don't think we should give that kind of right to the government, period. That's, like, has nothing to do with gender identity or anything like that. I just want the government to fuck off so we can just fucking figure shit out on our own, you know what I mean? But I personally don't care. Like, if you, whatever your pronouns are, I'm cool with that. Like, if I met you, I wouldn't know
that it's not him.
That I would say she, you know what I mean? But, like, if it's somebody that I'm, like, kind of confused about because he was, like, super, like,
androgynous,
so handsome and, like, you know what I mean? But, like, such an icon.
I think he was just a diva, you know? Like.
And I said it, and I was like, and when I first said he, I was like, I'm hoping that instead of being offended,
he would correct
he would correct me. And then he didn't correct me.
So it was probably he.
And then we vibed the whole festival, so I think I made a friend.
I think it's probably he if you're watching it.
But yeah, so like, moral of the, honestly, like, it's not even about the substance of the things we talked about. Honestly and truly, I'm so blessed that you came on my podcast today. You are such an amazing person. Thank you for making me feel comfortable to like talk about things because I know that it's also, I can only assume that it's been a rough journey for you and you could be defensive. You don't always feel safe and whatever. And I completely respect that. So thank you for your vibes and everything in between. And I hope the people that are watching don't focus on what we're saying. Focus on how we're saying it.
Focus on the energy.
The vibes are immaculate, and I hope you guys are picking up on that.
Podcasts or not, we should hang out again, Danya.
I'm super
100%,
down.
Please.
This is such a cool way to get to know someone. It's like, tell me your life story.
On camera.
Yeah.
3 cameras.
Is there anything that and we're in no rush.
Yes.
Is there anything that you also want to talk about anything, want to ask me about, want to add, want to converse about before we end the podcast?
Is there anything? What's your zodiac?
I'm a Libra.
Oh, I love Libras. Are you like a October or September?
October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I'm an Aquarius. I'm a fellow air sign, yeah.
But your communication is good. What happened there? I thought Aquarius are out to have like
I'm
shit.
like half Pisces.
Are you?
Yeah, I was born, so my birthday is 18th February. If anyone wants to send me a gift.
I love that. What's your love language?
My love language is hate. Like I
Dead.
swear to God, like, if I really listen, like, if I actually find you as like a really close friend, like, I love you, I'll be like, bitch, you look busted today. Like,
Yeah, I feel you,
what the
I feel
fuck happened to your face?
I
Like,
feel you. Is that how you give love?
no, like on top of that, that's the first layer for sure. It's like I would always like act like I'm pissed or annoyed around you, but
Can't wait.
I also love to like. I think like, but like if you think like romantic wise, like my love language would definitely be touch, or like acts of service. Like I love.
Mine is acts of service.
Yeah, I love cooking for my man.
Ooh, nice. Are you a good cook?
Not really, but.
All right.
But I will cook something and he will swallow.
The effort is there.
Yes.
What kind of guys do you like?
I think everything that is opposite to me. So hyper masculine. I love, oh my God, Persian men.
Yeah?
I
What is with the Persian man thing? Patricia was telling me she went on a date with a Persian guy too.
I love Persian men. I love Arab men. I love Turkish men. It's the Middle East for me.
Okay, I get it. You like the hyper masculine type
Hyper
vibes?
masculine, toxic, beard, muscles.
Don't put that out there.
No, I mean it's there. Like all the Persian guys.
I have a lot of Persian viewers, and they're probably sitting there on a
Salam.
You're so funny. I'm done. Okay, so you like a more masculine man.
Super hyper masculine.
What kind of temperament are we talking? Laid back, spicy?
Okay. Oh my God, not to make it public information, but I love a guy who challenges me. I feel like I have like a loud personality. I'm very delusional.
You
like,
just want to fight. You're just trying to fight.
I told you my love language is hate.
I'm so dead.
I just love a guy who can like challenge me. I feel like I have a feeling, I have like a natural limelight personality. I feel like any guy who can challenge me to calm down, keep quiet, I'm like, you can be mine.
Has that happened before?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay, so it can be done.
It can be done. It is on record now. But you know what? I have like a crazy fantasy. I want to date okay. Guys, don't hate me for this, okay? I want to date like a criminal boy.
Okay.
Like a cartel leader or something. Like I'm going to say one thing wrong. He's going to bust my face down, like beat me up.
Wait. Have you seen Love After Lockup?
No, what is that?
Okay, you have to go on TikTok and you have to search up Love After Lockup. It's like this reality TV show that they made. Again, guys, don't quote me on this because I've only seen... There's this guy on it. His name is Julius.
Yeah.
And he just got out of like prison and whatever. And he's like kind of like torn between these two girls, whatever. I'm not talking about the guy himself, but I just mean like go see if that's kind of the vibe you're talking about.
Not maybe inside of the locker. Maybe like...
This guy is literally like fresh out of prison and he's like, I can go get a job doing whatever the fuck I want to. I have money and it's like, and I'm like, you're so toxic.
I love that. I love that. Like, make my life hell, please.
Why do you think that is? That's a very common thing for a lot of girls.
Really?
A lot
I had
of girls.
no idea.
You didn't know
I had no idea. I'm just hearing it right now.
For some people, it's a phase, but for others, it's a lifestyle.
Please pray for me that it's not a lifestyle for me. It's just a phase.
I hope so.
But okay. You know what though?
What?
Right after I break up with my mafia boyfriend, I want to date a cop.
We're balancing the scales out here.
He can protect me
That's
from
so
all
funny.
the...
I feel like cops could, you want to fuck the police?
I have.
I'm dead. Okay.
I have.
So,
yeah.
So you want to go back to that? Was it a good experience?
It was okay,
okay.
but I guess it was not the police; it was the guy. But no, for sure, I have a thing for men in uniforms, like Marines, police, like pilots, like.
What about firefighters?
They're a little too hyped. I feel like firefighters are so hyped. I feel like they know they're hot. No. I mean, they're okay. There are guys who are too hot for you to just... There are some guys who you just want to stare. You don't want to have.
I don't like those guys either. I don't like the guys that are like conventionally hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know you're hot, we know you're hot. Like,
Do you believe that you should be the hotter one in the relationship?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
For it to work, yes.
1,000%. I think that, and this is like, again, guys, like we have serious conversations about a lot of things, but certain things are just fun, okay? And like, don't cancel me for this. It's like, I also think that like the guy in their relationship should love you more.
Oh my God, 100,000%. If the
Yeah.
guy loves you more, you're getting married, you're getting the house together, you're getting a life together. If you love the guy more, the guy is gonna
you're
destroy
fucked.
you. He's gonna leave. You're gonna be heartbroken. You're gonna need to go to
What is
therapy.
the science behind that? What is the science
Is there science behind that?
There has to be, because that's been such a common theme in my life and in other people's lives that I've seen like all around me, where it's like if the guy loves the girl more, it's like a good relationship most of the time. If the girl loves the guy more, it's fucked.
I don't know why it's like that though. It's like I hate that, but like I don't know why. Like I have no. If I could figure it out, I would not be in situations as such.
You and I both are like,
I wonder what
honestly,
it
I
is.
think it's just because like women are meant to be loved. Like the feminine energy just wants to be loved. Not that we don't want to give love, but like our love comes from in a really weird way of like just be like receiving.
But at the same time, I feel like if the guy loves me more, and I know that, I'm never gonna be able to love the guy like that. I love a chase. Like I love.
Okay, take this in. How about this? How about this? They love you more, but at times they've shown you that that love does not mean that they'll tolerate certain things.
I love
you.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Give
that
me
is
some of
true
that.
love. That is true love.
I know it. See,
That
I'm
is
telling
true
you, there has
love.
to be a science because like everybody reacts the same way as you and I.
If anyone knows the science, the answers, please comment down below.
If this is a science, what is it that's happening to us? What is the chemistry behind this? What is the chemical reaction?
What is your type of man?
What is my type of man? Honestly, all the people I've dated have been like so different. I'm bi, so I like girls and guys.
New information, like she's a lawyer, she's bisexual, she was beat up as a child.
I love that you threw that in there as if it goes in my Tinder bio. Like 28, bi, beat up as a child. It's my Tinder bio. Okay, so girls, I like very submissive girls. Because when I'm with girls, I like to be
I could totally see you
more-
being a top.
I like taking care of a girl. I like that.
Uh-huh.
Like when I'm with a girl, I want to be the one to take care of.
You
want to
give the princess treatment.
Yeah. But I'm like a lipstick lesbian or whatever you call
What
it.
does that
Like,
mean?
I don't know, but I take it to mean as like I'm not like I don't appear like masculine
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
relationships
yeah.
or anything. I dress regularly and I'm just show up as myself. But
Yeah.
like I am the more.
What is a
dominant one.
lipstick lesbian?
I thought that was like two girls that both present feminine, and then they get together. Because I still present the same way.
But honestly, I totally see the masculine energy in you. It's
Yeah,
the tats
thanks.
for me, I feel like. Why do you have a scorpion tattooed like over there?
This for me, actually it's so interesting that you asked that in this conversation. I went through a period of my life where I was really struggling with my sexuality. And I don't mean sexuality as in like, oh, am I straight, am I bi, am I whatever. I mean like I just didn't know how I felt about my femininity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like guys didn't understand me, but also like girls didn't understand me, and I just was like really in my head about it. And then I got this tattoo because scorpions are the only animals that can take down animals like 1,000 times their size. So I got it to like it represents like divine femininity, but for me it's just like whatever it is, you're powerful as fuck. So
I love that.
that's kind of the vibe.
I feel like for me, scorpions sort of represent like evil.
Evil?
Like I'll come for you, bitch. You know,
Maybe
like
I will, maybe I won't. You have to fuck around and find out. Fuck around
I'm
and find
certain that you'll come for them. You look like it.
yeah.
You look like a tough girl. You don't look like one of those.
My kindness, and I've talked about this before, my kindness is very intentional.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the kind of person where it's like, I don't feel obligated to be kind to anybody.
As you should, right?
Instinctively feel like I need to let people walk all over me or to even be kind to people. But I do have a very, very deeply programmed moral compass. And based on morals and principles, I think it's the right thing to do to
Yeah.
be a kind person. So I try to actively be kind. But I also am not at all the type of person who's afraid of confrontation.
100%. Oh my God, I feel like we're very similar.
Really?
Oh my
We're
God.
vibing for sure. That's
For me,
true.
the first meet is like understanding the energy. The second meet is actually having a conversation. The third meet is a choice. If I want to meet that person further or not.
Oh, okay. Is that in your friendships or relationships?
Friendships, like I'm talking in general.
I'm gonna be hitting you up every day. Be like,
Do you want to hang out?
You wanna hang out? You wanna hang out? You wanna hang out?
No, I definitely want to hang out. 100%.
I'm super down. Honestly, I'll be completely open about this. I'm intimidated by women, and I'm more comfortable around guys.
100%.
I don't know what it is. Because this is the thing, right? Like, I think it has something to do with me not being straight. I've talked about this so many times on this podcast. If you guys are hearing this conversation for the 10th time, it's not because I'm trying to be annoying. It's because I'm trying to close the loop in my brain.
But I agree with you. I feel like even being trans, I feel like people would expect me to be more comfortable with women, but I'm more comfortable with men.
With men.
Most of the people who are close to me are men, not women. I don't know why.
And then when you say that, they say that you're a pick-me.
But I'm not trying to be one of the bros. I am a doll in between the bros.
I'll fuck up a bro any day. I like will go to the gym, like start boxing my guy friends in their
No.
face. Like I'm not like that. But you know what though? Like for me personally, I think that I perceive like it might be the opposite of you actually, because like I like when I'm around girls, I feel like I need to like
Take care of
impress
them?
them,
Yeah.
take care of them, like you know what I mean, and like that intimidates me, that energy a little bit. Also, I'm not the most sensitive girl,
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't want to like hurt their feelings. I don't want to, cause like you know. And then also I grew up around guys. I grew up around like my two brothers. My mom wasn't around when I was younger, so like I'm also more accustomed to it.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't hurt that like pretty privilege.
Listen, I have a question for you. One more question.
What's up?
As a bi woman, would you date a trans woman?
I've actually never thought about that. You know,
Now is the time.
would I date a trans woman?
Cause like, isn't that like a blend of both?
To be honest with you, I'm going to be completely honest with you. Nothing I say right now will be the right answer because
Yeah.
I just have to catch a vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to catch a vibe. I don't know. But I am sure that if I caught the right vibe, oh, hell yeah. Because, like, I'm very, very big on vibes in any relationship. Even, like, with guys, like, all my exes, like, my ex, like, boyfriends, they look different. They are different. Personalities different. Different backgrounds. Everything like that. I'm so vibe-oriented.
I would like to believe that, but I'm not that person. As much as
Why?
I have a pattern. Like it's like I cannot deal with it. Like he needs to have like a certain like physical attribute, a certain mental attribute, a certain personality attribute.
Does that mean you have standards and I don't? Because I was like, what is the psychology behind that? And I was like, I think that's just standards.
No. I think you're more mature in choosing a partner, which is the more mature way is to go for the vibes. I feel the more mature way is to like go for an aesthetic. But for
My mom is like that.
which
My mom
one?
openly tells me, she's like, I'm very shallow. She tells me all
Oh
the
my
time. She's
God.
like, when it comes to like men, she's like, I'm very shallow. Like I need them to look a certain way.
Yeah.
I need them to act a certain way. I need them to like.
I
you
swear
know.
to God, I've tried like going outside of my box and like
It's
giving.
not just you.
I cannot do it. Like I'm just not attracted. Like I'm like okay, I can do it for like a week, but then after that, I'm just like.
Yeah, you're
You
like,
know?
this is right for me. This guy is right for me.
He's
And then
right
you're
for
like,
me. Where is
"Fuck,
the
I hate
drama?
it here."
Can you slap me?
Yeah, I feel you. And then you end up just corrupting them, and you're like, oh fuck, this is not what I wanted.
Just the PSA, I do not condone like domestic violence. Like the amount of time I said.
I hate that we have to even say that because there's a time for serious conversation and there's a time for jokes. Okay? We're
It's
joking.
all
about
fun
that.
and jokes. Like I don't want if someone actually slaps me, you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
You'll be hearing from my lawyer. But I feel you. I also, you know what I think it's for? I have a very, like, I'm an air sign. So I'm a very, like, all over the place. For people who don't believe in astrology, it doesn't really fucking matter. I have a very dynamic personality and different. What? Is that too savage? I'm sorry.
Okay, continue.
It's just like different people appeal to different sides of me. You know what I mean? Like a bad boy at one part time has appealed to like the motherly side of me.
Yeah.
Or like this sensitive guy has appealed to like the mature intellectual side of me at some point. So I try to go with the side of me that I'd like to see the most. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I tried to go based on that.
I personally...
We love based on efficiency over here.
I feel like this entire conversation is so delusional and like
Why?
because we're like on theories, like spirituality, astrology, energy. Some person like who's like super like I don't know atheist, only believes in science and like proof. They're just listening to us like these bitches like need a grip. 100%.
Those who get it, and those who don't.
You're lost, my love. I will see you in your next lifetime. I'll probably be your daughter.
At the end of the day, I'm trying to find my kind of people.
100%. I feel like you're my kind of people.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what it is. That's what it is about vulnerability and authenticity. As hard as it is, but when you finally establish it with somebody and when you finally have that kind of relationship, then it's like you start attracting the kind of people that are genuinely for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I would definitely 100% say one thing. Like, it's about, like, an air sign, I think. Like, I fuck with air signs. Like, Geminis, they're toxic as fuck. Like, I love them. Libras are, like, balanced as fuck, but I love them. I feel like Aquariuses are super, like, toxic, too.
I only dated one Aquarius guy in my life. I don't know any other Aquariuses.
Now you do.
And honestly... not the best human being I've met in my life.
Yes. I feel like no one really talks about everyone's busy talking about how shit Leos are, how shit Geminis are, Scorpios are. Aquariuses are shit people. Like I feel like I've been with one I attempted to be with one Aquarius guy in my entire life.
And you went to shits?
It was just we were both so distant and so non-communicative with each other. It just never happened.
You guys are signing to each other?
We would just like literally be on a date, like staring at each other, like drinking
not
our fucking smoothie, not speaking.
See, I don't mind a quiet guy. I'm not like I actually like that because I'm very chatty. So I'd want to be like if I'm going to be with a guy, I want them to be like more laid back. But you know the kind of guys that are like laid back, but you know they're listening. Mm-hmm. That's different than a guy who's laid back and you know he doesn't give a shit.
I would just not. He will not get a second date if he doesn't give a shit. You know, like
I'm trying to get the third date right now. I'm like, girl, are we hanging out?
No, but I feel like guys who listen, it's like such an attractive quality for me. Like because like I believe I'm like a big like talkative. I'm like a big like yapper, and at least with like guys, like I love to talk about all my delusions, like all my things, like. All my theories. I like to talk like everything that I'm talking about. Like this is like eventually I will talk about all these things with the guy. And even if he doesn't believe anything, but he plays along and at least listens.
Yeah.
+1.
I feel you. Like listen with your ears, respond with your eyes.
Wow.
I completely feel you though. Like I get it. Like I completely understand. I can't date Libra men.
I think the one ex that I regret, if you're watching this.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. He's probably not watching this. The one ex that I regret breaking up in my life with was Libra. He was the best guy in my entire life. Like I love Libras, like for dating. Libra men, I don't know about Libra women.
They're very different.
Yes.
Yeah, very different.
So yeah, I've never like found like a Libra guy that was bad. I love Libra men.
So if you're a Libra man,
Persian,
you're tall, respectfully open to some physical violence. And can challenge Shwe.
And you like probably do some drug dealing on the side.
Maybe.
Maybe. That's not mandatory.
I can't get into that. But you know.
Contact me. Follow me. DM me.
That was like the perfect ending. So guys, first of all, before I end the podcast, thank you so much for being on this podcast. I will definitely be hitting you up about that third friendship date.
Please.
Because that's how I know if you're really
100,000%.
And also if I like am weird about it, it's just because I have social anxiety. I swear to God, I'm not being fake on one of those like, oh my God, no, it's just I'm dying on the inside. Invite me out, please.
Listen, I would love to hang out with you, like 100%. Like, I fuck with
Okay.
your energy, 100%.
I'm
Let's
super
hang
down.
out again. Yes.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being on the podcast. And you're more than welcome to come back at any point that you feel like you have new exciting updates or you just want to come back on for
Maybe
a conversation.
after my nose job.
That's
Face
the
reveal.
only reason we bring you on. The podcast
Yes.
is 30 seconds. You just doing a side
Guys,
profile.
you remember me? I got a nose job. What do you think?
Your whole personality changes. You don't like me anymore. But guys, I am gonna put Shwe's Instagram over here. You can't see it right now, but it's right over here. And if you guys want to just follow her for any reason, respectful reasons, and
or non-respectful.
in the
Oh
way
my.
that we were saying. You know, I feel like you guys are picking up what I'm putting
Yeah.
down. But yeah. So hit a girl up. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And do you want to say anything to the viewers before we get off?
Thank you so much for watching mine and her conversation. I'm so appreciative of all of you guys. Please follow me on Instagram. If you're hot, I'll follow you back.
If you're not, you know why you never got to follow. Anyways, have a good one. Love you guys. Bye.